Is it recording? Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this video, you might have seen my video on the interview process at the Home Depot. If you have not watched that video, click the link right up here and go and watch that first. And if you've already done that, then let's continue on with this video. So first, I would just like to say thank you so much for all of the love that I got in my last Home Depot video on the interview process. Love all of you guys, and thank you so much for all of the questions and comments that you guys had to give me. So the agenda for today's video has 5 different parts. So number 1 is how I applied and actually got the interview. Number 2 is answering all of the questions that you guys left in the comments in my last video. Number 3 is different Home Depot beginner jobs and their descriptions. Part 4 is a day in the life of a cashier. And part 5, why I quit. So stay tuned till the end of the video if you would like to know why I quit this job. So first, let's talk about how I applied and got the interview. So as I mentioned earlier, I did make a video on all the interview questions and the answers I gave to pass the interview, and I linked it at the top. So make sure you go and watch that if you would like more detail on the questions that they asked me. But let's actually talk about how I got the interview. So if you go to the Home Depot website and you go to the careers part on the website, then you put in your address or where you are looking for jobs, what city or state you're looking for jobs, all the ones that are available will pop up. So it might be like cashier or lot associate or customer service. So all those jobs will pop up, and then you click on the job that you're interested in and you fill out the form, and that's basically how you apply to get your interview. So you're applying using the website and filling out the application. And after they review your application, they usually email you back in a couple business days with a form where you can fill out the date and time that works best for you for the interview. So you'll select the date and time, and then they'll confirm that with you, and then you're good to go. Your interview date has been set. This whole process is very fast and convenient overall, and that's definitely something that I loved and made it easier for me to apply. So that was basically how I applied for the interview. So now let's move on to the questions you guys asked in my last video. The first question we have is, did I get hired? So yes, I did get hired. She emailed me back in the next couple of business days and said I could come in, do some paperwork because I was under 18 when I joined, so I needed to bring in a legal guardian, and they had to sign some papers along with me, and then basically I could get started in the next couple of days. So I got started immediately that week. The next question is, how long did it take for me to get the interview after I sent in the application form? So as I said earlier, it just took a couple of business days. I sent in my form, and then they emailed me back where I could fill out a certain date and time which is best for me for the interview. Overall, it was just maybe 2 or 3 days that it took them to email me back. So the next question is, what did we have to bring to the interview? I would recommend bringing an ID. I would bring it just in case, because I don't know, different Home Depots might require different things, but for me, I didn't need anything, but I would just recommend that you bring an ID. But once you get accepted and they say you can start working there, they'll call you back in again, and that's when you need to bring your ID and your SSN, which is your social security number. You're gonna need to bring in either the card, like the actual SSN card, or a picture of it, and you're also gonna need a legal guardian if you're under 18 to sign some forms. And any other paperwork they will let you know to bring in, and just make sure it's completed and signed and ready to go. So the next question we have is, can I work there at 17? So definitely you can work there under the age of 18 as long as you have a legal guardian giving consent to you working there and that they are aware of that. So when you are called in to confirm that you're gonna be working there, they're gonna ask you to bring in your legal guardian or parent to sign some forms and stuff. So yes, you can work there under 18. Someone also asked, what if I'm not comfortable working as a cashier? Are there any other positions that I could apply for? So as I mentioned, when you go to the careers website on Home Depot, you will see a list of jobs that are available. So sometimes there might only be cashier positions at specific Home Depots, but the other 2 beginner jobs are lot associate and sales associate, or customer service. So for lot associate, you're going to be arranging the carts, making sure there are enough for customers to grab one and go inside and just start shopping. For customer service, you're going to be helping people locate specific items in certain aisles, maybe helping them answer any questions they have, showing them where they need to go to return things, to purchase things, that kind of stuff. And for the cashier position, you're just going to be doing what a cashier does, checking people out when they're ready to purchase their items. So the next question is, somebody said that they got an interview for customer service. Is that the same as sales associate? So as far as I know, they are the same thing. So helping with improvement plans or helping customers locate certain items is basically the job of customer service or sales associate. Also, the pro desk is where the returns are made, so you might be helping out with that as well. But overall, yes, they are the same job. Another question we had was, do they test for marijuana? I have my card for my anxiety, so will that be an issue? So at the Home Depot where I applied, they did not drug test me at all or anyone else that was applying. However, I am not sure if this is the same for every single Home Depot. Before I actually went to the interview, I saw online that they do like the swab test where they swab inside your mouth and then they see, if there's any drug use or any of that kind of stuff, but they didn't do that when I applied. She had actually mentioned that they had discontinued that process recently, but I hope that answers your question. And the last question we have is, what if my English is not perfect? Will that affect my chances at getting the job? The answer to this question is no, it will not affect your chances of getting the job. As long as you are able to speak to customers, assist them, help them answer any questions that they have, and you should be good to go. So those are all the questions. If you have any more, feel free to drop them down below in the comment section and I will try my best to respond to all of them. But when I was answering you guys' questions, I was talking about jobs like cashier position, lot associate, and customer sales/associate. So now I'm going to be going into further detail on what those jobs are and how they are different from each other. So cashier, lot associate, and sale associate are the three beginner jobs that they give to people who are just starting to work at the Home Depot. They're considered easier than some of the other jobs, which is why they offer these to newbies. So first, let's talk about cashiers. So cashiers are helping customers with their final purchases before they exit the Home Depot. They also help customers locate merchandise and process returns. There are 3 different areas in the store that we could be placed to work at as a cashier, and those are garden, the pro desk, and then the exit. Basically, your job is the same regardless of where you're put in the store as the cashier. However, there are a few minor differences on how you're going to process payments and all that kind of stuff, which they will teach you about. So now for lot associates, they monitor and maintain the entrance of the store, and they also help load heavy items or anything that people are buying into their trucks or their cars. They are also responsible for maintaining a sufficient quantity of carts at the front of the store and at the garden area, at basically all the different places where people can pick a cart and start shopping. So their main job is basically pushing and pulling the carts out the day and helping with loading assistance and maintaining the front of the store. And then the last of the 3 of the beginner jobs is sales associate/customer service. So sales associates are providing customers with high quality service and helping them locate items that they might be looking for in certain aisles, or helping them with pickups, helping them with returns. So basically they are pushing customers in the direction of where they need to be going for whatever they are in need of. So that's basically an overview of the 3 beginner jobs and their descriptions. Again, if you have any questions about that, comment that down below and I'll do my best to answer in detail. So now let's move on to talking about a day in the life of a cashier. So keep in mind that the working hours are the same for lot associate and sales associate as well as the cashier. We're just gonna replace the working hours with the different duties for each of those jobs that I mentioned earlier. So if you're working part-time, you want to be working at least 20 hours a week. At the Home Depot that I was working at, she required 8 hours of work on the weekends just to make sure that they had enough associates working on the weekends. So each day that you are scheduled to work, they either schedule you for 8-hour shifts or 4-hour shifts. So each day you'll start by walking in the store and you'll clock in, and clocking in, it just shows them how many hours you've worked that day, so you get paid accordingly. So after you walk in and you clock in, you'll get your apron on and then you will get started with work. So every 2 hours into your shift, they give you a 15-minute break where you can just relax your legs, lounge around, snack, any of those things. So during these 15-minute breaks, you don't have to clock out or clock back in because they're considered small amounts of time, so you'll still be getting paid for that time. And again, at the 4-hour mark, you get another 15-minute break. However, if you're working 8 hours in the day, instead of getting a 15-minute break, you will actually get a lunch break, and lunch breaks are for 1 hour. But during that 1 hour, they do make you clock out before you leave and then clock in when you come back. So you do not get paid for the 1 hour lunch break. So after you come back from lunch, you will resume with your working duties, and again, you'll be getting 15-minute breaks every 2 hours of your work until you are done and you get to clock out and go home. Alright, so that is basically how everything runs at the Home Depot, all the job descriptions, answers to your questions. So now, I know you guys all want me to spill the tea on why I quit. So actually, I can say that Home Depot was one of the best retail stores to work at. The pay was great, the associates were so friendly and welcoming, and overall you really build a kind of family with your co-workers. The environment is perfect and not toxic or competitive in any way. The associates made my resignation very smooth, and that was something I really appreciate because I know some managers can be a little grumpy or like, ooh, are you kidding? Ooh, all that kind of stuff, but thankfully that's not how the managers were. And they also let me know that if I ever wanted to join back after taking a break, that I was welcome to. So the reason that I actually had to end up quitting was because I was a junior going into senior year, so I was doing college applications, extracurriculars, final exams, and my sport tennis, which had originally paused due to COVID, but it was resuming in a couple of weeks, so had to get back in shape and get back into the groove of things. So sorry I left you guys with no dramatic ending on why I quit Home Depot, but trust me, the job application and all that stuff is dramatic enough. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope this was useful and it helped to answer some of you guys' questions, and if you have any more, please comment them down below. I am pretty good at replying, so I will try to respond to all of the comments. So other than that, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.